Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Taufik and
I'm John.
okay, today we're going to be talking a little about this project that is upcoming in Woodlands. Right, so it's a very exciting project in my opinion, as it has been about 12 years since the last launch.
Norwood Grand, in my opinion, is one of the most interesting projects happening in second half of this year because it is a project that is happening in North, whereby in Woodlands vicinity, it's been a long while since we have a new project offering over there. And it's by this renowned developer called CDL. For those people who are familiar with CDL projects, they have a very unique, luxurious kind of style and design to it as well. And if you know that for the past 12 years, the latest one being, I think, Park Road. Yeah, it was built in 2014. So it's been a while since there is any new projects upcoming over there already. And Taufik, I know that you are staying in Woodlands yourself, right?
Yes.
Can you share with me like what are your noticeable observations about the area over the past few years at least?
There has been a lot of changes in Woodlands over the years, right? Especially if you are looking into just the central area of the Woodlands, which is the Woodlands MRT Station by itself. There, a long time ago, there was only Causeway Point, and then Civic Centre came up, and then now we have Wood Square. So the whole area is really very developed just in that sector alone. And we're not talking about elsewhere, right? So if you're talking about somewhere near to Norwood Grand, there will be the MRT station there, TEL, and that is Woodlands South. And you are within walking distance to the MRT station. So that is something that is very convenient. And if you are looking at schools, there's also a school just nearby which you can walk.
Talking about school, you find this interesting is that for this particular project, right, there is also a two-level of a childcare center built within this project. This will be helpful for kids. I mean, for families who have kids that is below 5, below 6 years old, this will be very helpful for them. But again, as of now, or the timing of the recording, we are still unsure whether the priority will be given to the access to the residents of Norwood Grand. But most likely, based on the past experience of such projects, right, there will be some form of priority for residents staying in that project itself. But this will be open to public as well for the childcare center.
Aside from school, we also have the hospital that have already been built up for the last few years and it's currently operational.
So talking about that Woodlands Health Center, right? If you look about the west area, Jurong, you have the Ng Fong Hospital that's coming up. That created a lot of jobs such as like doctors, nurses. All these will also provide demand in terms of the surrounding projects. So when you talk about the north, currently there's only one Kutepok Hospital in Yishun, which I think it's not sufficient. So with this introduction of the Woodlands Health Campus in the Woodlands vicinity, right? Think about this way, it will create higher tenant demand for the surrounding projects as well. As much as some people may not be as comfortable staying to near or facing the hospital, but I think you have to see it as a plus overall.
I will feel like it's definitely a plus because now you have, like what John mentioned, a lot of jobs coming into the area. You are not just bringing in people, you are also potentially pulling up the prices of the projects in the area.
Okay, so when we zoom down to the exact site of that project, right? In fact, some of us actually went down to the actual site. It from the main entrance walking to the Woodlands South MRT station, right? It's definitely less than 5 minutes. And I would think with the shelter walkway and everything I would say that it's almost 100% fully sheltered all the way until MRT station. But of course, if you look at the exact location of this project, right, towards the left-hand side, that means the west of this area, right, you have that cluster of the older projects such as like Casablanca, Woodhaven, Woodgrove, Park Rosewood. You notice that most of these projects, right, they are of a lower story. That means maybe they are only about 5-story, 4-story high. So it's a different product altogether as compared to Norwood Grand. So Norwood Grand, it's 4 blocks of 11-story high. Even though it says 4 blocks, right, but the blocks are actually somewhat connected. So if you see from it from the outside, it feels like it's like 2 big blocks of projects over there. And of course, interestingly, this particular plot of project, it is big enough to have all your standard facilities such as tennis court, swimming pool, gym. All this is a full condo facilities per se, I would say.
Yes, and if you are looking into like gym, let's say like you are not comfortable with condo gyms because it might not be as big as you want, there are a lot of gyms around Woodlands which you can just sign up, commercial gyms. There's one at Wood Square, and yeah, all around.
So towards the right-hand side of this Norwood Grand, you will notice there's another cluster of condos, starting from like La Casa, Forestville, Bellwoods, and Twin Fountains. All these are actually ECs. So you'll be interesting to know that actually Norwood Grand itself is a proper private condo. And further up towards the Admiralty side, there's one standalone North Wave EC. That's also EC as well. So you'll be noticed that the Singapore government, right, they have been releasing a lot of land in this vicinity as ECs for the residents who are staying here. And you will be you'll be interested to know, right, that on the north of us, there's a white site that's likely to come out as well in the Woodlands Central Cluster that will help in terms of the future demand coming over here in this Woodlands vicinity. And towards the south of us, right beside the Woodlands Health Campus, there's also a plot of future EC that's being zoned as well. In terms of the date where it will be launched is still unknown yet. And if you know that there's a future EC that's coming up in the vicinity, you also know that people will start to do some comparisons in terms of whether they will want to go for an EC or would they want to go for a private condo. So again, Norwood Grand is at a location whereby it's very hard to come by within a 500-meter radius of a MRT station itself. And with all this development coming out, I think it will be interesting. So you also know that the sports school, right, is actually moving towards the stadium, the National Sports Stadium. Yeah. So that also means that this whole plot of land will be free up. What do you think of that?
I think that's a huge amount of space. If you have ever driven by Woodlands or you live in Woodlands, you will know that sports school is quite a huge campus. So for that whole area to be cleared, there's definitely a potential for something new in the future, depending on if it's residential or even school area. So aside from that, you will have also known that there's a BTO project right in front of Woodlands MRT Station. So that is Urbanville. That was quite highly subscribed at a point in time, right? And then there was another launch as well, which is just nearby that plot of land, right? And another one will be near Woodlands Stadium. So all these BTOs closer to the Woodlands MRT Station will definitely pull up the HDB prices around that area, at the same time causing a ripple effect to the private segments.
Not forgetting that when all these BTO owners, right, once they hit their MOP, we always notice that there is a percentage of about 20% they would want to choose to upgrade to another private property. And if you look at the whole of Woodlands itself, if there is no other newer projects coming up, Norwood Grand will be one of the latest kid in the block, which all these future HDB upgraders will be eyeing on. So when you talk about buying into a property, you also want to know who are your future buyers to ensure a very good exit point. So all these highly subscribed BTO HDBs will be your so-called target audience or target clients that you will want to sell to next time when you are exiting from your Norwood Grand.
Yes, and also because your location is pretty good, I would say, if you were to compare to North Wave, right? Not putting down North Wave, but if you compare the location of North Wave as compared to Norwood Grand, it's closer to the Woodlands Hub, which is at Causeway Point area.
And also not forgetting that Thomson East Coast Line will be connecting to Woodlands North, which is, I think, Republic Poly, that side, right?
Yeah.
And Woodlands North next time will be connected to RTS. Yeah. So for a lot of Singaporeans who likes to go to JB for either their food, massage, petrol, they'll be surprised to know that this next time when all this RTS is fully connected, right? Staying in Norwood Grand means that probably within 30 minutes, you should be able to reach JB. Yeah, depending on how fast the custom clear as well.
And it is developing very fast. Like just a year ago, you don't see the bridges being linked. Now you see it. If you were to go up to Woodlands Waterfront, you will see like it's pretty much almost there. The whole structure itself is already connected. So that is something that is very interesting and exciting for people staying in Woodlands.
So imagine yourself as a family with two school-going kids, right? You wake up on a Saturday morning, 8 a.m., maybe 9 a.m. you are already in JB having your breakfast. Then you hang out over there. You may want to rent a hotel stay for one night. Sunday you come back home. You take the RTS as well, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. About 6 p.m. you reach back in Singapore, you have your dinner here and you prepare for the Monday to Friday work day again, I would say. Yeah. So it's kind of a very interesting lifestyle that you'll be enjoying if, let's say, the RTS were to be very smooth clearing and you will be able to enjoy all the potential of wider variety of food options and a wider variety of shopping options. And of course, as much as we don't want to say lah, at a cheaper price over at Johor as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the difference. When people are wondering about why Woodlands, this is one reason. You already have so much options in Woodlands itself. Then nearby, of course, you have Admiralty Sembawang just nearby. And if you want to go further, Malaysia is there, JB. So there's so much options of dining or even just exploring your holidays. If you don't want to fly too far, that is one idea that you can just go on.
Norwood Grand, right, is actually a project that is after the harmonization, which means to say, right, the AC latch, the aircon latch, right, is not part of the strata. And again, a lot of people will be asking, oh, how much the price is going to be at? Is it, I heard the developer is going to price it very low, that kind of thing. But we do have to understand that because of the harmonization, right, developers lose about 100 square feet to be able to sell to the customer. So obviously, they will have to load this up in the final price itself. In terms of the price point, when I was looking at it, right, the 1 plus study, the smallest one we have over here is 1 plus study, all the way until the biggest bedroom type will be a 4 plus study. So the 1 plus study, right, estimated price will be around 1.0x million. So it's slightly just above 1 million. I would say that it's still a very affordable price point for people who are considering 1 bedroom. Brand new project that is walkable distance to MRT. If you compare around the whole of Singapore, I don't think you have much options left already. And 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, we are talking about a 1.3x million kind of range in terms of the price point. And what attracts me is that the 3 bedroom, right, it will be around 1.8 plus million. If you take a look at the whole of Singapore project scene, right, I think 2 million is somewhat a norm really for 3 bedroom. And if you're able to find a product or a project that is near to MRT at this kind of price point, I think it's really something that you must think about, and it's worthwhile considering.
So if you're looking at an affordable sweet spot pricing, I would say, in terms of the whole Singapore, this will be one of the more affordable launches that are upcoming. And you should definitely keep a lookout for this when it launches.
So in terms of the total projects, right, there are 348 units, and it's just split equally in terms of the 1 bedder and 2 bedder and 3 bedder, 4 bedder. So we know that 3 bedder, 4 bedder usually is for own stay families. 1 bedder, 2 bedder, we will say that some of them they are buying for investment, or maybe young couples or singles who are buying into them. So it's a good mix, about half each in terms of the 1, 2 versus the 3 and 4. And you'll be interested to know that even though in terms of the estimated size they are putting in over here, right, is the 3 bedroom deluxe is starting from 872 square feet to the premium 3 bedroom premium per study is at 1044 square feet. Again, as a gentle reminder, right, the aircon latch, right, is not part of the strata size. So if you take 100 square feet more, we're talking about the 3 bedroom premium plus study, right? It's actually in the past, maybe it's about 1150 square feet for the past calculation, for the older calculation. So for those people who are interested to find out more about this particular project, right, the preview is happening in 4th October onwards. And of course, those people who are unfamiliar with how a balloting process works, how does a booking of a new launch works, always please feel free to reach out to us, because if you do have an existing, say, HDB or existing condo to sell off, right, actually this timing is quite critical for you to do some planning in terms of how you can actually execute this. Again, CDL rarely come into the so-called mass market area, and I always like to see what kind of product or what kind of design they can introduce. The most recent one is actually the Mist, which actually was quite surprised to me, happening over at Cashew area. The overall design feel, it really feels like a central project. It has that kind of, for lack of better word, atasness over there.
Yes.
So it's quite interesting. Yes. And for Norwood Grand, when I check out the show flat itself, right, I find that it has a very similar look and feel to it as well.
Yeah, that's true. The feel of CDL projects, I would say, is something that when you look at it, it appeals to you. So this is one project I would say definitely in Woodlands. If you are considering, if you're even interested, you want to find out more, please do reach out to us. We'll be more than willing to share with you the opportunities available. And like we mentioned, the calculations and making sure that this project is suitable for you.
Once again, thank you for watching this video. And if you do find this video very helpful, do give us a like and follow. I will be covering more projects in the future, and we hope to see you soon. Cheers.
See you.